Welcome into the Morning Five, Bucknutters. I am editor Dave Biddle, joined by Dan Rubin here on February 7th, 2014. And Bill Kurelich's 2015 hot list is on the site right now. It's a must-read if you're a recruiting fan. And he's got Torrance Gibson, number one on the list, Dan. And the Buckeyes, it's clear they want to land a top-shelf quarterback in this class. I think they really like Stephen Collier, but I think they want to land hopefully a five-star quarterback, if not a four-star quarterback, in this 2015 class. And as you mentioned talking off the air, the fact that Bill Kurelich has Torrance Gibson number one on the list means he feels really good about the fact that the Buckeyes not only like him a lot, but will land Torrance Gibson.
No question. This isn't the first time Bill's done the 2015 hot list. He doesn't do it quite as consistently as he will going forward now that we've turned the page to this recruiting cycle. But the last time he did his list, Torrance Gibson was ranked number 10. Now he's number 1. So that indicates to me that there's been at least a jump and that Torrance Gibson has let people know around him that Ohio State's really in the mix. Bill uses terms like absolutely in it. Who knows Bill? He's as conservative as recruiting writers go, so this is exciting stuff. Torrance Gibson, as many people know, Bill's compared him to Terrell Pryor, except that he's left-handed, and if you go to watch his video, which I would encourage everyone to do as soon as they can as they get boned up on the new targets here, throws the ball a little bit better, got a little more fluid delivery, so definitely a big Torrance Gibson fan. Also a fan of the fact that it looks like he's going to be a Buckeye, or at least there's a real good chance. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
Right, but that's great news, though. I mean, we're very early here, but, Torrance Gibson's ranked as the number one quarterback in the country by 24/7 Sports, so that would be a huge coup for Ohio State if they could land him. Brandon Wimbush, they also really like him. Bill had him 13th on his hot list, has moved him back to 18th, obviously because he moved Torrance Gibson up. But Brandon Wimbush, a lot of people think there's not much gap between Gibson and Wimbush, but obviously the Buckeyes like Gibson a little more, and at least we think they do. And 24/7 Sports definitely likes Gibson more, so we'll see what happens. But Gibson and Wimbush are the two names to mention there. And Dan, last thing on the hot list, anything to be concerned about if you're a Buckeye fan as you look at the hot list?
Me personally, and I've talked about this a lot, I get a little oogie about linebackers in the state, considering, one, we've had some trouble at linebacker recently, and two, we've let some really good ones get out of the state in recent years. See NFL reigning defensive MVP Luke Kuechly. But they've got Justin Hilliard, also a St. X kid, number one linebacker in the state, number one defensive prospect in the state, depending on how you classify Jerome Baker at Benedictine as a running back or a linebacker. But Bill says they're not in the driver's seat. I know his older brother is at Iowa. That concerns me. Losing guys like over the years, Kuechly, before that, Borland, before that, and Jordan Hicks. It concerns me. And Hilliard is at least, go ahead.
Trey DePriest?
No doubt. I left out good old Trey. So it just concerns me. And Hilliard is, based on his recruiting rankings and the vibe on him, he's in that mix and from a talent perspective. So I would hope that we can redouble our efforts in Cincinnati and get Justin Hilliard to matriculate to Columbus.
Yeah, that'd be good. I hear you, man. We can't lose out on any more top-shelf linebackers, especially from the state of Ohio. So hopefully the Buckeyes can get in that driver's seat as it pertains to Justin Hilliard. And more stuff from the Dean. He also has his daily recruiting buzz on the site right now. If you're a subscriber, he's got updates on Andre Robinson, Calvin Ridley, and Nick Connor. We are going full throttle to 2015 recruiting, so check out Bill's daily recruiting buzz if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, try our 7-day free trial, and you can read Bill's stuff right now. So try our 7-day free trial if you're not a subscriber. Moving on, Recruit Nuts. Chance to win $10,000. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. Dan, tell the listeners all about Recruit Nuts.
Yeah, this is a project we've been working on for some time, just coming off the first year of it, which was kind of a test run. But this is basically the first ever college football fantasy recruiting game. There's some similarities to the Crystal Ball, so you guys should be drilled up on it. But you get on there, you predict who is going to be in the class. Now, it's a year-long game, and the goal is to get as many guys in there as soon as possible, but you're going to have to make a lot of decisions. Do I put them in now? Do I wait? And it's a competitive thing. There's bonus points for having the right number of kids in the class and such, but it gives you a chance to kind of use all the information you get on Bucknuts and put it to good work. Shut Up Eddie, 99, I believe, won the tournament last year, won himself some some cash. This year we've really amped up the prizes. Once again, it's a year-long game, so you'll play from now until signing day for the crew of 15. But the first prize is $10,000, and we've got a bunch of other great prizes down there. So this is the chance for everyone to kind of put their money where their mouth is, or money where their keyboard is, for the recruiting experts that frequent the site, and make some cash for it.
Ohio State basketball. Dan, I think they saved their season with their last two games, and I don't think that's hyperbole. Wins on the road against Wisconsin and Iowa. I mean, it looked like they were dead in the water, and then they go beat Wisconsin in the Kohl Center, which I don't care that Wisconsin's in a tailspin. That's a heck of a win to win in the Kohl Center.
Sure.
And then to go into Iowa, an outstanding Iowa team, and beat them at Carver Hawkeye, that was a great win. Buckeyes get back into action tomorrow at the Shot against Purdue, 6 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Buckeyes beat the Boilermakers 78-69 in West Lafayette on New Year's Eve. Dan, don't get me wrong. I'm not predicting this team is going to suddenly be a Sweet 16 team. They do have the longest Sweet 16 streak in the country. I don't know if a lot of people know that. 4 years in a row, that's the longest Sweet 16 streak in the country. Not exactly a Dean Smith Sweet 16 streak, but still the best in the country. But I do think they're going to definitely make the tournament, and I do think they're probably going to win one game. That's my prediction as we stand here right now. They're going to win the tournament, make the tournament, and win one game. Your thoughts on the basketball Buckeyes?
As I was watching them play Iowa the other night, and listen, it was an ugly game for both teams. It just wasn't pretty basketball. But I kind of came to the realization that I think that's by design. They struggle to score so much at times that I think Mata has just realized they've got to turn it into a slugfest and hope that over the course of a game they can make more smart plays, which they did against Iowa. There were points in time in that Iowa game I thought they were going to get run away from, but they just stick in there. The Wisconsin game is another good example where it was an ugly game for a while and they just didn't give in. It's just so hard for them to score. I was really hoping, like everybody else, that LeQuentin Ross could develop more of a go-to game. There have been times when I thought Mark Loving could do that. It's just no one can consistently score, so it's 52 pickup to some extent every game. But like I said, in the last game against Iowa, I almost got the vibe this isn't, Mata's doing it by design, and he really doesn't have that go-to scorer for the first time in a while. So he's turned it into a slugfest, and it's worked recently. You can't knock him for the 2 road wins you referenced. That's for sure.
Thanks for tuning in, Bucknutters. Keep it locked to the site. You're going to want to check out Jay Book's outstanding column, Outside Columbus. That's one of the many features we're going to have for you on the site, so keep it locked to Bucknuts.